Do you call it middle school or do you call it junior high? And does it even matter? Well, turns out it does matter. As you're about to see in this special extra clip from my interview with Jacob Anselmi as part of the award-winning series, Let's Talk About Something, Shall We? I'm Brett Dalton. Thank you for watching. Here we go. I just want to talk about any memorable moments from junior high. You have any that jump out as like, oh, that was a junior high moment?
I have so many. I was very, very fortunate and very lucky to have a really tight group of guys that I hung out with. Like, we were really close. And we've kind of went our separate ways, kiddos, this, that, marriage, different states. But man, when we were together, so case in point, one of the things we did, this was just how weird and crazy we were in a way. We built a 20 by 20 foot house, like a room, a structure.
Mm-hmm.
So our friend owned farmland out in the country, or family member did, and we built a structure because his family owned a rental company, which, okay, there you go. You have, you could auger down for your footings, and you have staple gun or nail guns and everything else. And he was very nice and kind of, I think, bent rules a little bit to let us use tools, but we built a structure. Why? I don't really know, but man, those were some of the funnest. It was about, in my mind, I remember it being several months to complete. And then people got burnt out and wouldn't show up. And then Bo actually kept going, and he finished this thing in a lot of different ways. We tarred the roof. It had windows, had a front door. I think it had a back door. We found some concrete steps from a trailer somebody was trying to sell. So we're like, hey, we want those steps. Can we take them? Like, sure. Anyway, it's crazy, but that was some of the coolest times around that scenario. And my friends and I, we would always make home videos.
Mm-hmm.
So we would just do stupid stuff, and we didn't have editing software, so you just kind of shot it how you want it to be, which is kind of cool for me now because that's what I do, right?
Sure.
But then it was like we were being creative and doing all this stuff we didn't even really think about. We just were like, oh, let's tell a story, let's do something funny, let's make each other laugh for like a day and make a video.
Yeah. And that was in junior high?
Junior high.
You built a shed, a room in junior high.
Junior high. Let me clarify. My junior high that I'm thinking about is not middle school. My junior high, I see that as my high school time.
Oh, see, we use different terminology.
Junior high to me is like freshman through senior. Middle school is what us Northerners
Interesting. Yes, because we call it junior high, not middle.
So middle school to me was, oh God, those were crazy times. That's
fascinating. So what was your middle school was called middle school?
Middle school. Paola Middle School.
PMS?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, PMS, nice.
At least once a week, somebody would say that to either the principal or an instructor. And
that's what they used to do here. That's why they added the community part.
Oh, there you go.
That's PCMS.
That's one way to get around that. But yeah, so middle school.
Yeah. Well, I'll just piggyback off yours then and go with high school for mine, since you talked about high school.
Go for it.
So one time,
while you're doing that, I'm gonna look at you.
Where you have two monitors?
No, to the viewer, I think it'll be like, oh, I'm looking right at you.
I'm over here.
In your box.
That's fine. But it's funny because I have to look this way to look at you.
See? Oh, there you are.
Anyway,
go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I'll just end with one moment from high school. I was a sophomore, and we were in the physics chemistry classroom, and it was class right before lunch. And The bell. Well, I think for some reason I remember we were having what we called chicken rings. Do you remember these? Did you have something like this?
Had a lot of chicken stuff.
Yeah.
Never. I don't know about rings.
They're like chicken strips, but they're in ring form. They're like
No.
circles. Anyway, they were great.
They sound great.
And but even though we had a small school, if you didn't get there early, you might not get any. So when the bell rang, I just took off running. Well, perfectly timed, the door to the math room opened, and I ran smack into the side of the door,
Oh.
almost at full sprint. And I just literally hit the door and fell down.
Oh.
And I look back now, and I think that's one of the funniest moments of my entire life because so many people saw it. But I don't remember anybody saying anything. Like, no one helped me up. It was just like, I think everyone was just going to lunch.
Well, and as you described, if they don't get there on time, they don't get the chicken ring.
Right.
It's like, hey, Bubba, you're lost. I'm glad you fell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
That
man for himself.
gives me a higher opportunity here
Yes.
to get the chicken ring.
Yes. I don't think I got any that day.
Jolly good show.